Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Like StreamYard says, it is showtime. And I'm here again. It took me a couple of days to even muster up enough thoughts and strength to even get this video going. But I did a lot of things today that make me feel just a little bit better. I did see my doctors, but I don't want to get to that part right now. So, you have a plane flight to take. Probably heard this before. They tell you to get there 2 hours before, but you get there 3 hours before. The airline is not open yet, but you're there early enough. Sometime it is, but normally the ticket counter is not open quite yet. Sometimes you get there, you think you get there too early when you get there 2 hours. But they tell you to get there early enough. Now, I like to get there 3 hours because I like to buy a sandwich, go through the checkpoints, etc., go to the restroom and sit around and relax before the flight. So when you do get your ticket, you go through the counter, you go through the computer to get your baggage tags and all those things. Then you go up to the counter and you get your bags weighed, and then they tell you which way to go get your flight. Then you still got to go through the checkpoint, through the lines, put all your belts and your buckles and your jewelry and your watches and everything in a bag so that when they look at it, they can see that it's jewelry or whatever is jangling money. One time I had like $100, well, not $100, but maybe $25 worth of quarters. And they looked in the bag and said, well, that is money, you know. It doesn't matter. It's money that's got to be used at some point, but you do need change. But you finally go through all the necessary checkpoints. You put your belt back on. It takes you about another 15 minutes to put your shoes on, sometimes your socks on. You put your fanny bag back on. And if you have a suitcase, or shall I say, laptop, got to make sure that's back in your possession, along with a whole bunch of other things. Then you got to put the big tray back. But there you are, sitting at the end of the bench, putting all these things on. And you finally try to get you a sandwich, as I said before, something to drink, relax. I'll probably get on the internet. And you look up and your plane's been canceled. Or they changed the time. Or they changed planes. In fact, it seems like sometimes they don't do the expedient thing, even if you're on time, to see if you can get a flight right then and there. Well, maybe some people they do and some people they don't. I think it's a number system, and I think it depends on how you smile in their face. Or, well, no, how you smile in their face, because it could be a mean smile. That why are you coming here so early and yet you can't get on board to get to where you got to go. Vacations are supposed to be stress free, but it seems like in these times, it seems like it's not every time you turn on the TV set. Things are not going as you expected. You follow the seat procedures, with the handicap going on first, service, people, children, babies. And you're lucky to have the next section called, whether it's A, B, or C, depending on what airline it is, or 1, 2, and 3. But that seems to be the way of travel because you never know what's going to happen. I traveled sick before, like me of you, with a cold or a sinus problem, going through storms and all that kind of stuff, and had to live with it. But those people who travel sick, I got to applaud them whatsoever. Because sometimes the show must go on. Sometimes the sickness don't last long. Sometimes it's just a minute thing that you got to get over with because you got somewhere to go. And more than likely, it's something that pertains to you. Hopefully, it doesn't get no one else sick. And with that in mind, how am I feeling? Well, I have been uplifted quite a bit today. First of all, by a doctor. What I must do to get better. Some things I haven't been doing, but now I have to step up my game and trying to get better so I can get to do my little local travels again. I'm eating a lot because in the hospital I didn't eat hardly anything. No appetite whatsoever. Frustration sets in. You don't know whether you're looking at your left, right, front, and center. And also I'm getting certain phone calls for certain people that was very uplifting for me. Even though I don't consider myself out of the woods by no means. But it gives you some assurance that you got to keep plugging away, especially if you like to travel and if you want to live your life as if nothing has happened. You got to get back on track. It's a must that you get back on track. Especially if you're young enough and you know you're still able to do what you got to do. Now, I still got a couple of other tests that I got to go through. But I'm here, just like I said on my last video. And the goal is to travel. Maybe in the last minute, I don't know which travel plan I'm going to take. But I can drive, but I can't stand up long. Just getting gas alone, standing up, leaning on a car takes a lot out of me. I can stand up, I can sit down, but to pump gas and wait there till it fill up can be very, very challenging. You just can't get in and out. You have to move at a certain pace. You sit down more than you stand up because that's what you've been doing before. But there are things that you think about that keep recurring in your mind. And what can you do for the future for yourself, especially in travel? That's all I think about. And that's all anyone would think about when all of a sudden you don't know what's going to happen to you until you start showing signs that you're going to feel a little bit better than you did yesterday. Some people saying I'm getting back to my smart aleck self. I'm talking like I used to talk. Sometimes I am. But I don't think it changes you in that kind of way. But to go what I'm going through and still staring at the four walls and not really make a sudden decision with all this medication going on gets you to thinking a whole lot differently about life and people visiting other cultures, that you want to get back to visiting other cultures beside your own, because that's the way the world is. And with that in mind, this is Robert A. Shump. I hope everyone out there is feeling good about themselves. If it only takes one to make me feel good, because I'm always in a funk. Not a good funk, a bad funk. Funk comes in all kind of ways. They all talk about music, but yeah, funk, funky this, funky that. However, I'm taking one day at a time. They keep saying, don't rush. I am giving myself more time to recuperate so I can get back to standing on my feet for 7 hours or more. And so this will give me plenty of time to get back in line with everyone else, get back into society. But one thing for sure, after being in the hospital a while, I have a whole new understanding now that some people that I've met along the way, I probably should have talked to them some more. Maybe I should have done more with trying to communicate. And now I'm on the other side of the fence. I've joined the others who've been in hospital for longer than just a couple of hours, days. I don't wish any hospitalization on anyone. That's why it's good that when you do travel, get insurance, get plane insurance, get travel insurance. If not for yourself, it's for your families, whether they're with you or not. And this is Robin and Sean, wishing everyone a great evening. This is my eclectic journey trying to get back to normal. And some people say, well, what that have to do with traveling? It has a lot to do with traveling. You got to travel to the store, don't you? You got to go to the drugstore, don't you? You got to get your body checked out. You need your passport. You need your driver's license. You need your ID card. You still got to go from A to Z, even if you're handicapped. And that's what this is about. Getting back on your feet, regardless of what anybody thinks about this broadcast. Please like and subscribe, or give me a thumbs up, because this is for real. Without even me telling you exactly what's going down with me, someone who never thought it would happen to. That's right. I talked about things like this to other people saying, hey, that's why I like working. That's why I don't take many days off, because something might happen. But just like I said in this video, I had all that time, but I didn't know it was going to happen to me. Get another chance. Getting another chance in life, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes more in this world. Getting another chance to travel wherever I go, whether it's just down the street in the next city. Just to smell the smoggy air makes you feel good about yourself. Just sitting in your car and not doing a doggone thing for hours. Just sitting there with the sunroof top open. I ain't got no gangster lean. But I got the exhaustion, laid back lean, thinking about doing a broadcast from my vehicle like I always do. I'm not making any broadcasts about where I've been, what stores I've been to, how good I'm eating at home. Sometimes I'm eating a little bit too much, but I'm starting to feel stronger. It's still hard for me to move around. But this is Robin Deschamps, and I'll see you in my next video. All you out there, you take care of yourself, okay? Because one of these days, I might get to see you, subscriber, or maybe someone who I've subscribed to. I might see them, right? Well, anyway, if you can see on my hat here, pinball from Las Vegas. It's right near the Las Vegas sign when you come in on the Las Vegas Strip before you even get to the street of Tropicana that is being, I heard, undergoing renovation and all that type of stuff. You might want to check that out. I think it's a good thing because Vegas is undergoing a whole lot. It's going to be a whole lot more friendlier, but more expensive. So I'll see you in my next video, folks. And you have a great evening or morning, wherever you are. Talk to you later, folks.